See, this is the image that I have put here. The first image is the most below line is saying that it is the main branch, and the it is called head. So the main branch, where what we call is master, we are having one another branch that is called develop. So from develop, the different developers are creating their own feature branch. So the feature branch is then merged with the develop, then develop is merged with the master, and master is going for the release. So to start with the version control and the Git, we have written some statement that would be better to read and understand. The first thing is version control is to manage the software source code changes. It does mean that if there are multiple team members, they are changing on the same files. So how this same file is to be managed? Suppose a dot some JSP and b dot JSP is to be changed by the same developer with the different developer at the same time. So these one file having two different developers code, how this could be managed on the remote repository? This is managed by the Git. That's why it is called version control system. So for the second slide, I have written, not for the second slide, first slide, I have written some more things. Version control system are the software tools that help software team manage source code. It means that the software teams are managing their codes using version control system. In software development environment, version control system is useful to accelerate the software development. It does mean that how the acceleration has been done. It does mean that if one developer is working on the file called open account, and second developer is also working on the file called open account, so one developer is writing changing the code on the line number 3 to 6, second developer is changing the code on the line number 50 to 55. In the same time, both is committing their code and going on the remote repository. So the remote repository is there to keep their changes on track. It is called acceleration of the software development. So VCS are sometimes known as SCM or the RCS. This SCM, today what we are getting is Git is, or the VCS is. Before some time it was SCM, source control management. Also before SCM it was RCS, revision control system. So slowly from the RCM to SCM, then SCM to VCS, we have come with the improved version of the source code management system. In the second slide, I have written what is Git is a distributed version control system called DVCS. What is distributed version control system? What is DVCS? Every developer working copy of the code is also a repository that can contain the full history of all changes. There are two things. One is the central version control system or centralized version control system. Another one is distributed version control system. So Git is a tool belongs to distributed version control system. In next slide, I have written Git is a free and open source VCS. I think that everyone knows that why Git is so popular, because of one factor is it is free and open source. In next slide, I have written Git is a free and open source VCS, and it is most popular too. And why it become popular? Because it has, maybe it is might there are multiple factors. One factor is it is a free and open source system. Benefit of Git is it preserves changes history of the long for long term. It means that if suppose we are sitting at 2022 and someone changed the application 5 years or 10 years before. So now at 2022, we can see on 10 years before who what changes has been done and who had done these changes and for what purpose it has been changed. It is the it calls the history of the history for the changes. The second feature is it is providing branching and merging that I have shown you on the first slide in the picture, that there is some one master, then we are creating develop from the master, then we are creating features, and then features is being merged to develop is being merged to the master. And it is providing us facility for the traceability also. Traceability is it is a term that I call earlier, that if 5 years or 10 years at the inception of the program someone has done some changes in the file, then that changes is done for which purpose or by which programmer is been identified or is been annotated there. That's it for today. Further in the next day will come with their practical uses. Thank you. Hi, if you like this info, please like, share, and subscribe this channel.